Hello everyone, Kevin Prothero from Boomer's Workshop here, just sharing my video log from March 3rd, 2020. Today we're going to be going over the state of Stitchcraft, as well as CincyCon, which is occurring this weekend, along with, again, games that I'm playing. So without further ado, we'll kind of jump right into it. The state of Stitchcraft is that we are working with our promoters right now, which is really exciting. We've already shipped it off to a couple of them so that they can start their review videos, so that we can start the Kickstarter. We're hoping mid to late April at this point, just because of so many delays working with the prototypes. But I am excited that we finally have a good looking prototype right here. I can go ahead and crack it open so that you can kind of see the quality that we're working with. They are linen texture, so and also off on the edge you can see all of the card assets. Card art assets that we have for this, so very exciting. Currently we're doing the instruction manual as a series of cards, just because that works better with the prototype. Still jury's out on whether or not we're going to be doing that with the full version. It kind of depends on how that affects pricing. But really excited that we finally have this kind of white whale taken care of, that we have functional prototypes. We can do a larger order, which I'm going to place later on today, so that we can start doing some tournaments at some local cons, really get people playing the game with quality versions of the game, not just me printing cardstock off on my printer. So I'm very stoked about that. That's probably the biggest news for this update. We, with those prototypes, have recorded some gameplay videos. I've edited one and pieced it together and published it already. So that's on our YouTube channel if you want to check us out there, but it is also going to be on our project page, which I am hoping to get live later on this week. So that kind of rolls into our next part of our project page. I'm going through and really doing some revamps, not only to the visuals, but also the content that's there. Go check it out. It'll be live by end of this week. If there are things that you think are unnecessary, by all means, please let us know so that I can go ahead and edit that. I'm trying to work less towards words and more towards visuals, because that seems to be really popular, particularly with gaming Kickstarter pages. So we'll see how that continues to go. I'm trying to do less tell and more show, and I think that's really important for people, frankly, just because of shorter attention spans. That's what really captures people's interest, and that also allows them, if they see something that they like right off the bat, then they can really check out more of the text and putting more of that text later on below. As far as next steps, that's really what's going on. We're working on the marketing, we're working on the polish of the presentation. Really feel like the game is in a great spot right now. We just brainstormed another set. This would be the 5th set, and really kind of excited to see how that goes. I think it's likely that we'll have some stretch goals where we go ahead and put the polish on the 4th and the 5th set that we've done on the first 3, and that will be something that players can unlock if we fund and meet some of those initial stretch goals. So I will also be reaching out to some artists next week to see if we can get a price on how much it would be for them to do professional art for the box as well as the game manual. We're pretty set that we like what we have for the card art for at least this first printing. We may change that in the future, just as future prints, you know, it is a game about beautiful tapestries. It would be pretty awesome if we could highlight more beautiful tapestries, if that's something that the player base would be interested in. So really figuring out how much those art assets would cost, because that would become another stretch goal. So this weekend is CincyCon, which is a local regional con for me, so I will be able to drive to it. Pretty excited about that. Their game publishers, game developers don't actually pay for specific tables and aren't promoted, but we can use the open play. So we're going to give it a shot. I'm not sure how much interest we'll have. I'll check it out Friday late afternoon into evening, and then again on Saturday. And pretty much as long as there's interest, I will likely stay. I'm really hoping to promote the project page this weekend and really start to point people to it so that we can get a follower base going. That pretty much sums up all of the major updates that I have. Games that I'm currently playing, I'm, again, forever and always playing Darkest Dungeon. I'm going through on the hardest difficulty right now to see how that plays differently, and that's kind of informing how I make Prelude difficult or easier. I just got RimWorld over the weekend, which I really like this style of game. It reminds me of a cross between Colonizing Mars and Factorio. If you've played either of those, I really like both of those games and have sunk a lot of hours into those games. RimWorld is a very cool reimagining of basically Firefly, the TV series, which is one of my favorites of all time. So it's really fun to kind of have that experience with my own crew, so to speak, and really recommend that. So at this point, that pretty much wraps up my video log. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you all in a couple weeks. Bye.